Title: Alchemical Transformation, Turning Your Life into Gold. The idea of alchemy, turning base metals into gold, the pursuit of everlasting life, the mastery over nature, has echoed through millennia. From the smoky workshops of ancient Egypt to the ink-laden scrolls of Chinese tea masters, alchemists were seekers of inner and outer change. Yet the alchemical dream is not confined to laboratory furnaces. It is a metaphor for self-transformation. Today we walk through 5 chapters of alchemy's story, each illustrating how a timeless lesson can be applied to modern business, relationships, and personal courage. At the end of each chapter, a reflective question invites you to probe your own journey. Chapter 1: The Fire of Intent. Ancient Greek alchemists spoke of fire as both destroyer and creator. In the story of the legendary Hellenistic figure of Hermes Trismegistus, an Egyptian sage who was later celebrated in Greek circles, the same principles of fire appear. Hermes taught a young apprentice that fire could melt anything that was bound. Once melted, you could reshape the material into something new. In the modern office, a manager may feel overwhelmed by a difficult project. If they let their burning desire for success guide them, they can disassemble the problem into manageable pieces, only to recombine them into a solution that shines. To act today, pause at the start of a new task and ask, where is the fire inside me that can melt this challenge? Write a short list of sub-goals that turn an intimidating problem into actionable steps. When the work feels like a dull metal, remember Hermes: heat, melt, reshape. Your conclusion: embrace the alchemical fire of intent. Call to action. If this sparks your curiosity, like, share, and follow for more alchemical insights. Reflective question: what single burning intention could transform your current obstacle into an opportunity? Chapter 2: The Silver of Stillness. Chinese alchemists revered stillness as a catalyst for inner purification. In a parable, a sage named Tao Yuan included a silver mirror in his study. He would look into it and meditate upon the reflection, letting his thoughts dissolve like silver into air. Modern entrepreneurs often chase momentum. The alchemist's lesson is that stillness can reveal hidden resources. By carving out 10 minutes each morning for silence or journaling, you can clear mental clutter and uncover the true direction for your business. Apply it today by setting a timer for 10 minutes before your email. Close your eyes, breathe, and write down one thing you want to accomplish that day. When the day ends, look back. It's often the most valuable silver your mind has produced. Conclusion: stillness is a silver mine for clarity. Call to action: like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more wisdom distilled into practice. Reflective question: how can a brief moment of stillness change the direction of your day? Chapter 3: The Golden Gathering. In Egyptian temples, priests once performed the gathering of the sacred fire, a ritual to harness the divine presence of the gods to guide their craft. They would collect grain, water, and sacred herbs, believing that the combination represented all of life. For a modern project manager, this mirrors the idea of a golden gathering of diverse resources: ideas, data, human talent. To integrate it today, on your next team meeting, ask each member to bring one insight or tool they have found useful. Create a shared digital board where these contributions sit together. When a problem arises, reference the board and let the collective resources illuminate a solution. Conclusion: all parts of a system can coalesce into something precious. Call to action: like, share, and subscribe to collect your own golden ideas. Reflective question: what varied resources can you gather today to create a new perspective? Chapter 4: The Alchemist's Mindset. The Greeks believed that the mind was the ultimate laboratory. Socrates once challenged a young apprentice: if you cannot prove that the soul is immortal, why trust your mind as a furnace of certainty? This question remains relevant. In business, data often misleads. Your mindset must separate data from truth. Create an internal audit that asks, what assumption underpins this decision? Apply it today by drafting a short statement that identifies the assumption behind any major plan. Read it aloud with a coworker. Let the question sharpen the insight. Conclusion: a disciplined mind is the true alchemical element. Call to action: if this resonates, like, share, and subscribe to pursue your own intellectual alchemy. Reflective question: Which assumption about your path could be transformed by rigorous questioning? Chapter 5, The Final SAGES, Seasoned Recipe. In a story long passed down from Paracelsus to modern scientists, a wandering sage collected rare herbs, distilled them, and offered the cure to the ailing monarch. His success lay in patience, observation, and courage to experiment beyond convention. In corporate life, breakthrough ideas often require willingness to fail, learn, and iterate. Today, schedule a failure day where you intentionally try an unconventional approach. Document the outcome, whether success or learning. Over time, these experiments accumulate into innovation. Conclusion: seasoned patience and daring are the final elements of transformation. Call to action: like, share, and subscribe. Your alchemical journey continues. Reflective question: what unconventional experiment can you commit to this week that might yield unexpected insight? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism. Stoicism, as practiced by Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, offers a powerful toolkit for modern transformation. At its core, Stoicism teaches three simple truths: what is within our power, what is not, and how to align ourselves with both. Marcus Aurelius often wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He himself faced war and illness, yet kept his mind clear. Lesson 1: Discipline of perception. Recognize what you cannot control, market trends, opinions of others, and redirect energy toward your actions. In a startup facing funding uncertainty, focus on product excellence, not investor chatter. Lesson 2: Resilience through adversity. Seneca believed suffering is not a curse, it is training. Treat setbacks as sharpening stones. When a product launch fails, examine metrics, learn, and refine strategy instead of blaming external factors. Lesson 3: Clarity of purpose. Stoics commit to a virtuous life guided by reason. Map your long-term vision and let it guide daily decisions. When tempted to chase quick gains, recall your core purpose and evaluate whether the action aligns with it. Applying Stoicism today means turning every obstacle into a chance to practice wisdom and courage, turning base metals of doubt into gold of conviction. By weaving ancient alchemical narratives with Stoic discipline, you align heart, mind, and action toward personal gold. Remember, the alchemist's work does not end with the creation of gold. It lies in the continuous laboratory of self-growth. What small alchemical principle will you apply next to transform yourself?